My name is Spika and I'm the CEO and co-founder at Linqia. Linqia is a technology company that helps brands share their stories and content with interest communities across blogs, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and other social channels. The market that we're focusing on is to identify the most active, thriving communities, the top 100,000 that reach over 1 billion people. We're focusing on communities, the mid to long tail of communities that reach anywhere between 10 to 50,000. At Linqia, we define a community as an audience that engages around a topic led by passionate individuals such as Melissa Jordan. These people spend anywhere from 10 to 40 hours nurturing their communities across social channels. What makes Linqia different to any other social marketing channel out there is firstly and most importantly context. Our audience is hyper-engaged, vertically focused, and contextual in nature. We believe that these people, when they interact with your message and they take an action, they become better customers. Secondly, our pricing model is pay for performance. You're not paying any sponsored fees, any upfront fees. You're purely paying on performance based on a CPA and a CPC model that's benchmarked against Google and Facebook. Third, the campaigns that we've been running, we've found that we're returning at least 4 times the value of the campaign in earned media. Fourth, SEO. The campaigns that we've been running turn up in the first 1 to 3 pages of search results based on campaign topics and key phrases. And finally, scale. We are a technology company, and our discovery and matching engine has the capability to today already reach 100 million people. So what I'm about to show you now is how Linqia can be and will be a transformational partner for General Mills, in particular their social marketing initiatives for Yoplait. At the core, we know they're looking to reach women, in particular influential young mums. Secondly, they're looking to engage with a captive audience. What does that mean? How do you cut through the noise? How do you get beyond a like or a glimpse of an eye? How do you secure an emotional footprint with your audience? And finally, crowdsourcing these ideas from hundreds, if not thousands of communities is going to surface ideas. So how do you then implement them into your other channels? So I'm going to go through a demo, and we've selected Yoplait Greek and Yoplait Light, which we feel is very appropriate for the influential young mums category. And we've prepared 6 campaigns to focus on spreading the So Goodness initiative, as well as helping to fight breast cancer. So we're going to go now live into the campaign panel. You can see that we've created 6 draft campaigns. We'll start off with first selecting communities. So based on, we've broken up this $200,000 budget with an $80,000 campaign, a $40,000 campaign, and 6 $20,000 campaigns. For Greek yogurt, the So Goodness, this is an $80,000 campaign. So we start out by searching for communities. This process normally takes weeks, if not months, for agencies and brands to do themselves, and we do it in seconds. So, okay, for some reason the internet's not working here. So in the top right hand corner, we've already pre-selected and matched this particular campaign with 203 communities. These 203 communities reach an audience of close to 3.5 million highly engaged mums. The budget's $80,000. So I spoke about how we're a performance-based platform. We're guaranteeing to deliver at least 35,000 people to a key destination. If we under-deliver on that, then the brand only pays for the traffic we deliver. If we over-deliver on that, then the brand's budget is capped, and anything above that is earned. The second step is to pitch the idea. If you're going to send a message to over 200 community leaders, how can you get your message across in the most concise way? So you describe the campaign, how it's going to benefit the audience. You're able to use this as a planning tool, so you can tee up your campaign to start on, let's say, the 1st of May. Campaigns run for a minimum of 2 weeks and a maximum of 1 month. And you state what the objectives are. Communities want to be aligned to the objectives of the brand. The final stage is to upload content. So content distribution is something that brands are really looking to get out there beyond their own channels. So here we have the option to upload a series of approved content. By the time that brands come to Linqia, they really have that need to distribute. They've already got their content, they've already got their campaign in mind. So we add a series of supporting text. Communities will use this to craft their stories. There's text links, there's image links. And at this stage, we're ready to launch the campaign. So at the time of launching the campaign, we can preview that we're going to reach our audience reach, our budget. As soon as we click launch, every single one of those 203 communities starts to receive a message from Linqia saying, hey, Yoplait want to engage with your community around this story, around So Goodness. So let's have a look at what unfolds. Within minutes, tweets start appearing. Within a day, there's hundreds of Facebook stories. There's blog stories. 60% of communities have already shared blog stories in the first 3 days. There's pin boards and repins. Sentiment is extremely positive. And SEO, start searching for the results, and within the first few days, the stories start appearing in the first page of search results. So what I'll focus on here is that this particular campaign, with the $200,000, reached over 500 communities. There were a total of close to 8,000 stories that were shared. 33,000 people engaged with those stories by liking, commenting. We calculated the earned media to be $765,000 based on the total budget and the total reach. Here are examples of the brands that we're working with. Time.
Sorry.
Questions from the judges?
Yeah, I got one. So, when you are talking about communities, what's the difference between an influential blogger and a community? Because intuitively you think a community is going to be more valuable than just a blogger with a good audience. So can you talk about how you define a community?
Yeah, so the industry is very familiar with the term blogger outreach because a few years ago, 3-4 years ago, that was really the primary channel that individuals used to communicate. When Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram really became mainstream, these individuals, because they spend so much time wanting to grow their audience, they were going wherever the audience was. So it's no longer just about influential bloggers. These individuals have become community leaders because they're now engaging with their audience and bringing them into the conversation.
Is this really a self-service tool? It's designed just so that we can do this on our own, or is the expectation that an agency partner or somebody else would manage it on the outside, or you guys would manage it for us?
Yeah, so as you can see, it's intended to be a self-service tool. It's very simple. It takes 10 minutes to launch a campaign, a few minutes a day to manage. Because we're activating hundreds of these campaigns, we know what works and what doesn't work. So at this early stage, we are working very closely with brands as they're adjusting to this new channel. But the purpose is for it to be self-service so that the local coffee shop in San Francisco can use it and a big brand like General Mills can activate hundreds of campaigns.
So we've seen some instances of program or tools that are similar to this. And some of our brands are starting to back off because the bloggers or the communities that they're working with are starting to kind of get filled with spam. So how do you manage quality control so that bad guys don't put a bunch of stuff out there that's low value to the communities that you're trying to support?
You're talking about the brands putting low value?
Yeah.
So it's a permission-based marketing platform. Both the communities can select which brands that they want to partner with, and both the brands can select which communities.
But the brands are going to, or the communities are going to be sort of incented to take more, right? Because is it a rev share?
It is. It's a rev share. We split a percentage of the revenue with the communities. Yes.
But so is there any sort of gating or governance from your group that manages the quality or helps to manage the quality?
Yeah, so right now we're vetting both communities and we're vetting both brands. We are only interested in partnering with brands that stand for something and have a phenomenal story to share.
Last one for me. How does the targeting and the selection work of the people that apply to be part of the program? Do they get rated over time, or how do we get to choose who we go with? You had the 200 example, like who do we pick?
So the way that, what makes us different is that we have a discovery and matching engine. So we don't wait for communities to come to us and go, hey, we want to be part of Linqia. We go out into the millions of communities that are out there and we self-select and invite them to participate based on your brand and based on your campaign. Once they participate in a campaign, we then track the results in terms of the traffic that they drive, the quality of stories that they create, so you're able to really manage the quality aspect of having a longer sustaining relationship with these communities that really deliver results for you.
I got one last question, sorry. Last question, that'll be, we'll take it offline, but I'll just ask it because it might be useful. So the assets that we put out there are tagged so that you can keep track of the reach. Do those tags come down at a certain point, or are they tagged for good once those assets have been distributed out to the audience?
Exactly. So once we distribute assets, it's living, it's breathing, it has a conversation around it. So once your campaign actually finishes, say you've had a series of video links and web links, then when a campaign finishes, we're continuing to track for you what that long tail of traffic is. We're seeing 10% month on month in earned traffic, and so we don't take those links down. You can continue to track it.
Thank you.
Thank you.